With State of Decay 3, we have to realize that it is an Xbox exclusive, right? At least right now. And so Xbox probably wants to be in control of when they reveal certain things to us. So Xbox Game Showcase is pretty much the place where they're kind of revealing a lot of the stuff that's coming out. They're giving us updates on different release dates and things of that nature. Now, they didn't do a really good job of that this year. Xbox has been in kind of a weird space right now because they're announcing all these projects, then they're canning a lot of projects. They fired and let go a lot of people. And so they're in a weird spot right now. But I don't think that you should give up, because I believe that State of Decay 3 is certainly still in active development. They've got the Coalition, who work on Gears of War. They're helping them. They've got Obsidian, the folks working on Grounded 2 and the Outer Worlds. They're helping out Undead Labs on this next title, State of Decay 3. And so, and then we heard from Ches Gordon. He's a journalist that covers with Windows Central. He covers a lot of things within the Xbox realm. And what he says is that in terms of all the cancellations, all the delays, all of those things that are that he's hearing about, State of Decay 3 is still on schedule. So when do I think it's going to come out? Well, I thought it was going to come out the beginning of 2026. And I think I was pretty wrong about that, because I think that now we're looking at a fall 2026 or a early 2027 release for State of Decay 3. And here's why. I thought the beginning of the year made a lot of sense, but because wasn't going to be a ton of other games coming out next year in the beginning of the year besides like Resident Evil Requiem. But I look at, as you go to the middle of the year, you want no parts of that, because GTA 6 comes out May 26th of next year. So you don't want to be anywhere near GTA 6. Regardless of whether your game is similar to GTA or completely different, everybody's going to be buying and playing GTA 6. So you want to stay away from that. So where does that lead you? Well, that leads you into maybe a late summer or like a fall release, which makes a lot of sense for State of Decay 3 because you've got Halloween, right? And that would be a good release window, would be like Halloween of 2026. But here's the thing with that. Gears of War E-Day is more than likely coming out Halloween of 2026, which is another Xbox exclusive. And so Gears of War E-Day, even though Gears and State of Decay are totally different, at the same time, I feel like Xbox is going to want to separate their titles a little bit. I believe that Gears of War E-Day is going to be the direct next year. So we're going to have the Xbox Game Showcase, and then they have a direct. This year it was the Outer Worlds 2. I believe next year it will be Gears of War E-Day. Maybe it's State of Decay 3, but I think it's going to be Gears of War E-Day. So I don't think that you really want to be too close to Gears either. I think you probably, August, September, maybe, or later into the year, but then you have to deal with like Call of Duty and a number of these other games that are probably going to be coming out next year. So it's tough. And that's why I feel with State of Decay 3, they got to knock this thing out of the park. So part of it is they got to I feel like you want to release it in a time frame where it does make sense for State of Decay 3, but you want to stay kind of away from the other Xbox exclusives and away from maybe some other games that could overshadow it, which I think State of Decay 3 now, millions upon millions of players. So I think that there's a good chance that it could stand on its own for sure. But yeah, don't lose faith on it. That's for sure.